They're falling for the weapons of mass destruction all over again. You have to understand that Bolton is the third national security advisor under Trump, and hopefully he won't be the last national security advisor. Now, Trump brought him in, as I said months ago. He brought him in right before his meeting with Kim Jong-un. There was a reason for that, okay? He brought him in right before his meeting with Kim Jong-un. And thankfully, obviously he wants to use someone hawkish for the North Korea thing and stuff like that. But thankfully he's kept him at bay from telling Trump to bomb North Korea. And thankfully we've had some very, very, very diplomatic successes over there in North Korea. Now, also, Trump wants to have diplomacy with Russia, but these people under him, these infiltrators, these traitors who don't even like him, are trying to push him to war with Russia. And now Trump is older. He's an older guy too. He just doesn't. He doesn't see. He's a business nationalist. That's what Trump is. He doesn't understand what's really going on, or maybe he does, and he's going to keep him at bay. But we'll have to see what happens. But anyway. Luckily, that whole North Korea thing is going well. We'll have to see what happens in the future. But for the first time ever, they marched and they didn't have the long-range missiles. They've destroyed two now different nuclear facilities with a video of it to prove it and overhead views and stuff like that. So the government has confirmed that has happened. But Bolton has threatened for many, many years under President Obama, under President Bush, to overthrow Assad, to bomb Iran, to bomb Syria, to bomb North Korea, to bomb. Sounds like that whole John McCain when he made up that song, bomb Iran, and he was on tape doing that. He's a neocon too. You hate John McCain, don't you? But you won't see through the fog in your brain to have the same disdain for John Bolton and Nikki Haley, who are the same exact people. They are triplets with John McCain. They are identical reproductions of John McCain, both of those people. Now, he's gone rogue on Trump many, many times, just like Nikki Haley says. McMaster called Trump a moron. Sounds like the New York Times op-ed writer, doesn't it? Sounds like maybe John Bolton could be the op-ed writer, or Nikki Haley could be, or whoever could be, because the only thing that Nikki Haley talks about is bombing countries and overthrowing them. The only thing that John Bolton talks about is bombing countries and overthrowing them. McMaster called Trump a moron, just like the New York Times operator called him too in private. Nikki Haley also has gone rogue on Trump many, many times. The biggest time was when, I don't think most of you guys even remember, you guys have such a short-term memory, but Nikki Haley has said many things that were anti-Trump, including her announcing in front of hundreds of journalists that basically said, she said, the Trump accusers, the people who have accused Trump of sexual assault should be heard. We want them to be heard. This is Nikki Haley. Okay, this is Nikki Haley. Your favorite person in the world, this is Nikki Haley, boomers. Okay, and then she's responsible for removing our history, for destroying American history, which I am completely against, regardless of what it is, what statue or flag it is, and she removed the Confederate flag. Major Confederate flag placement removed it. She was single-handedly behind that and responsible for that. Does she sound like someone who likes American history? Does she sound like someone who likes Trump when she's saying his accusers should be heard and heard loudly? Now, this is the case here. This is the case. This is what I have been saying. This is what Ann Coulter has been saying. This is what Tucker Carlson has been saying. This is what Michael Savage has been saying. This is what WikiLeaks has been saying. This is what Ron Paul has been saying. This is what Rand Paul has been saying. This is what Tulsi Gabbard has been saying. This is what many, many, many people who, mostly 90% of them, aside from Tulsi Gabbard, I'm not even sure about her, support Trump and his agenda and what he ran on. But all of these people are saying, Listen to us. You saw what Tucker Carlson said after the Syria strikes. You saw what Ann Coulter said after the Syria strikes. Trump, you're being pushed in the wrong direction. You are being tricked by your daughter who's married to Kushner, who is one of these globalists, who is one of these particular globalists, and Zion, who wants to just destroy every country imaginable in the Middle East to help security for Israel. Just like John Bolton said, just like Michael Savage said, who is a Jew himself. You're listening to these people, listen to us. They know, all of them together collectively know that if he does this, if an overthrow of Syria does happen right before the midterms, he will lose 100%, maybe 90%. Let's not go 100%, but 90% of his young base. Unlike most of the closed-minded uh, uh, um, Trump supporters on Facebook, unfortunately, most of them. A lot of people agreed with the article that I posted.